So here I am in Northumberland for a long weekend. I left home very early this morning, about 5:30, and arrived in Alnwick, where I am now, at 11:30. So a 6-hour journey. It's fairly smooth, a couple of stoppages, so happy with that, though I'm sure I'll feel it later and be very tired. But we're just going to carry on wandering around Alnwick. I'm trying to walk next to the River Anne, but it's proving difficult to actually find. Well, the river's easy to find, but hard to actually get onto the path. So I'm now wandering around trying to find that, having a bit more of an explore, head to the campsite later, have some tea and go from there. I've been defeated. The path's gotten a bit too boggy for me, and I'm only in trainers, so I'm not going to take the risk on day one of the weekend. So I'm going to turn back. It's not that far, and it's a nice walk and it's fairly quiet. So, given that I've was up at 7 o'clock and I'll probably zonk out later, might as well give you my review of Alnwick now. The castle, as you've seen from the footage, is amazing. That's probably one of the better castles that you'll see. Obviously it's still well maintained from admission fees, and the Percy family still live in there, so it is well looked after. It's very clean. There's a lot of groundskeepers and cleaners around, making sure that's so. So the price is, I'd say, a bit high, but at least it's going towards something decent. I managed to get a discount off of my admission because I'm an English Heritage member. So you can go in the rooms and have a look around there. Not really my thing, but still quite interesting, and goes through the history of the castle and the families that lived there over the years. Most of you will probably know Alnwick Castle because of Harry Potter. It was used in a lot of scenes, but I think mainly the broomstick lessons in the courtyard. So you'll probably recognise in some of the locations that you've seen in the film, in my film, not the film. But what I like is they haven't gone over the top with that. To be honest, you wouldn't actually know that Harry Potter was filmed there unless you knew beforehand, and that there's a few things in the gift shop hidden in a corner. So I'm quite pleased that it's not tacky and over the top and shoved in your face with Harry Potter. It stays true to its own heritage and its own history, which I think is really good. So I definitely recommend it. And the town of Alnwick itself is really, really nice, really pretty. Again, still in its old sort of style, hasn't been modernised too much. So again, that's nice. And you've got the River Anne to walk alongside with a castle in the background. So I don't think you can really beat that, once you can find it, of course, and get to it, and you can actually walk from one end to the other. I have to do a U-turn, but you can't win them all. So ramble over. Hope you've enjoyed most of the rest of the video so far, where it's been a bit quiet and you haven't had much commentary from me. I thought I'd try and give you a break from that. So yeah, and head back to the van now and go from there. I'm not really sure what's next. I did indeed zonk out in the end yesterday after what was a really long day, but slept really well last night. Woken up to a day that's not as nice as yesterday. It's spitting, a bit cloudy, cold, but at least it's not that windy, but it is what it is. The plan for today is to visit somewhere that was the main reason actually for making this trip this weekend. So it's a National Trust property. I'm not going to say any more than that for now. I'll let the shots do the talking after that. So I'm going to head there. It's only about half an hour away, I think. It's now just coming up to 10:30. I've got to put the pop top down and I'll hit the road. Morning.
Good morning.
You right?
The Cragside. How are you today?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm very well.
Good.
Is this your first visitor?
It's a Cragside, it is, yes.
Right. Just get you scanned in.
Yeah.
There we go.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Right. So I'll give you a guide to the estate.
Please. Yep.
House is at the south end. Opens at 11. Last entry's at 4.
Right.
Opposite end from the house is the visitor centre, that building across the lake.
Yep.
In there's the main tea room, shop and ton facilities.
Got yep.
And then you've got the 6-mile carriage drive, which you can do in your own vehicle. Takes you to the top of the estate.
Yep.
Car parks dotted along the route where you can stop, get out and walk around.
Brilliant.
There is walking trails marked on the map in the centre of there.
Brilliant.
The main place people go to on the carriage drive is Croziers, because it's a kicking off point for about 3 minutes.
Right, okay.
And there's a tea kiosk there at 4.
Lovely.
All right.
Very much. Is it cycle friendly anywhere? Or
Yes.
Yes, it is. Brilliant.
On the carriage drive that you would do in your own vehicle, you can cycle.
Cycle that. Brilliant. Cheers. Thank you very much. Have a good one. About patience. Just waiting for some people just up there just to move. I had a clean shot, I got it, I think, but then I've changed my mind on the composition of the picture, so hopefully they move, but more people are coming. Well, it's just gone lunch, well, say lunch, 2 o'clock. This place is so huge, it has a driving tour that you can do, where you can take your car and drive around the estate. It's 6 miles long. I've obviously done a lot of driving this weekend and will still have a lot of driving ahead of me, so I'm going to try it on 2 wheels instead. Good morning. I'm in Sea Houses on the northeast coast, which is just down from Bamborough, and got myself a little treat today. This is a big day for me. It's my birthday today, so I've treated myself to a boat trip in very beautiful English weather. Originally I was going to be doing a what's called a Puffin tour, which just goes around the Farne Islands, but I've arrived this morning and they said they can't do that for some reason, so they've upgraded me to a tour that lands on the Farne Islands, and I get to do that because I'm a National Trust member as well, so it costs me no extra from that department as well. So yeah, I just like being on a boat, to be honest. No matter the weather, just something about being on boats and boat rides I really enjoy. So let's hope the main goal today is to find some puffins.
Step on that toe, little guy, and keep your right hand on it there, okay? Take the time, because things are a little bit pushy on here, mate, okay?
Want the box there, Gary?
I think we'll be alright, Bobby, I think. I think we'll be alright, will it? Watch your head, Mama.
Cheers, can you stand on that pole and we'll try you?
One of these areas we can see that the vegetation on is around this morning. The sun is dropping any coast and just puts it over. The old cows, he was on the rock here this morning. Quite a friendly chap. On top of the tower, the one sailing ship is in early. You live in the basement of the tower, in the cottage.
We've now landed on the inner Farne Island. The weather is, well, shit, not the best. So I've got no idea if I'm capturing anything for you guys as part of this film because it's just so wet. Big camera can't really deal with the motion of the boat, and obviously the lens is getting really wet, so I don't know if I'm capturing anything. But I am glad that we are landed on the island because, well, all the puffins, which is what I came here to see, all the puffins which I came here to see are all on the island right in front of me, so I'm glad we did, and I got that upgrade for no extra cost, so that's really good. So I'm going to have some food and carry on trying to capture some images of the puffins.
I saw quite a lot.
Yeah.
Mate. I take back everything I said about the weather. The one time it needed to stop, it stopped. And yeah, there's just puffins everywhere. It's just so amazing to see. I wasn't expecting it to be this good, to be honest, on a day like today, and at all. So I'm glad I landed, because I wasn't going to be landing here at all. I'd just been on the boat and I probably wouldn't have got anything and I've been a bit miserable and sad. So yeah, awesome birthday treat to myself. So that brings an end to what's been an amazing weekend. Yes, I've had a costume change because it's absolutely sodden wet out on the boat. Everything got wet, trousers, top, cameras, everything, but don't care in the end because that was a great experience and I recommend that to anyone. That was more than I thought and hoped that it would be, particularly as I wasn't going to land on the island, but was upgraded to. I still don't know the reason, but don't care. It was brilliant. Now though, long slog home. It's just gone, it's 20 to 2, and I've got to go all the way back to Norfolk, so it's going to be a late one. But hope you enjoyed that as much as I have, and I will see you next time.